Thermal reconditioning or straightening, also known as TR, should not be done on certain hair types, including lightened or bleached hair, hair that's tightly coiled or extremely curly, and hair that has been previously relaxed with a sodium hydroxide product. Because the service uses a thioglycolate product, it is not compatible with sodium hydroxide. After your consultation, drape the client, then follow the manufacturer's directions to determine when to rinse or shampoo the hair. Begin by consulting with the client regarding her hair history of chemical applications and the desired results she's looking for. Check the hair for porosity. If it is porous, the formula will penetrate faster. Often, a protein conditioner is applied to equalize porosity. Next, perform a strand test to determine the hair's tensile strength. You should also check for any damage and observe the curl pattern for looser or tighter curl. If you find any contraindications, do not proceed with service. After you've finished with the strand test, rinse the hair with warm water, and if the manufacturer allows, lightly shampoo and rinse completely. Next, towel dry the hair. Keep in mind that some manufacturers will require that the hair should be partially blow-dried at this stage. To begin the service, divide the hair into quadrants and clip each section. Start at the lower left side. Take a 1/4 to 1/2 inch wide horizontal parting and apply the activator or thio solution to the hair, working a 1/4 to 1/2 inch away from the scalp. Do not apply the product to the scalp. Apply the product to both the top and underside of the parting, working all the way to the ends. In some instances, the solution will be a cream, and in other instances, it may resemble a gel-like substance that is applied with an applicator brush. In others, it will be a spray-on product that you work through with gloved hands. During both the application and processing steps, it's absolutely essential to keep the hair as straight as possible. As you work up the section, continue to take fine partings and repeat the application procedure. Some manufacturers recommend smoothing with the back of the comb. Do not smooth unless the manufacturer directs you to do so. Even then, only smooth every 3 partings as one. Do not comb partings individually. When you reach the top, move to the next section and repeat the application procedure. Work through each section in the same manner, systematically applying the solution. When the application is completed, process according to the manufacturer's directions, usually under a plastic cap, and the information you gleaned from the strand test. Check the manufacturer's directions as to whether or not the hair should be processed using a plastic cap. Apply to the root area first and then begin taking strand tests after 5 minutes. Processing could take as long as half an hour, depending on the hair type, curl pattern, and manufacturer. Pay close attention to areas where curl was the strongest. If necessary, the formula can be reapplied to these areas. Continue to strand test every 3 to 5 minutes. Once the hair is sufficiently smoothed and straightened, rinse thoroughly for 5 full minutes. In some instances, the hair should be shampooed and conditioned. As always follow the manufacturer's directions. While working at the sink, make sure to keep the hair straight, allowing it to flow smoothly into the bowl. Next, apply a heat protector or protein solution based on manufacturer's instructions. Then, blow dry the hair, being careful not to bend or clip it. Again, depending on the manufacturer, you may dry the hair completely or partially. After drying the hair, resection it into quadrants. Then, flat iron the hair by taking fine partings within each section. The flat ironing or pressing procedure will ultimately determine how smooth and straight the hair will become. Iron temperature is very important to the results, so always follow the manufacturer's guidelines. Professionals generally advise technicians that iron temperature should never exceed 180 degrees Celsius or 356 degrees Fahrenheit. However, some manufacturers recommend temperatures as high as 220 degrees Celsius or 428 degrees Fahrenheit, and far less for color-treated or damaged hair, with recommended temperatures somewhere in the 140 degrees Celsius or 284 degrees Fahrenheit range. Begin the flat ironing procedure at the bottom of the back left side, using extremely fine subsections that are about 1/8 of an inch wide. Hold the hair at a 90-degree angle. Take the first fine parting and use a flat iron to gently press the parting in a downward motion. Work from the scalp area to the mid-lengths first, making 2 to 3 passes with the iron, and then repeat, getting as close to the scalp as possible during this process. Use a fine-toothed comb to control and direct the hair. Then, press all the way from scalp to ends 2 to 3 times. Some manufacturers will instruct you to begin by pressing 2 to 3 partings from the scalp area to the midshaft, followed by combining the partings, and then pressing from the scalp area to the ends 2 to 3 times. So with that in mind, always follow the manufacturer's guidelines. As you work up the section, repeat the pressing procedure with fine partings. Each parting should be flat ironed several times. This procedure can be tedious, but taking the time and care to do it correctly will make a big difference in the final finish. Working clockwise, complete each section in the same manner. When you reach the top, lift the partings straight up from the base to get close to the scalp. Be sure to keep the hair straight as you pull the iron upwards. Once the flat ironing is completed, put on gloves and part the hair again into 4 sections. Apply the neutralizer from roots to ends of the partings. Some manufacturers use a brush and bowl method, while others advise different methods such as misting on a leave-in conditioner, followed by blow drying. However, if you're using a bowl and brush, work in narrow partings from the nape up using a downward motion. If you applied a neutralizer or bonding agent, rinse thoroughly and condition according to the manufacturer's instructions. Then blow dry the hair in the same direction it was flat ironed. Most manufacturers do not allow shampooing for 72 hours, so again, always follow the manufacturer's instructions meticulously. As you can see in the finished look, the newly straightened hair is shiny and healthy looking. Before the end of service, always advise the client on home care based on the manufacturer's specific instructions. Many have their own home care systems available.